Ever wonder what real Seattle locals think about actually living here? Not the headlines, not the glossy Instagram shots, real voices, raw opinion, and zero filter. I hit the streets from the coffee-lined corners of Capitol Hill to waterfront vibes of Tacoma with mic in hand, asking one question: what's it really like to live in Seattle and the South Sound? Some answers, exactly what you'd expect: coffee, tech jobs, mountains, rain. But others, let's just say a few of these might take you by surprise. This isn't some picture-perfect brochure or influencer highlight reel. This is straight from the people who live it every single day. So if you are thinking about moving here, curious about what the vibe is really like, or just wondering if your neighborhood gets a shout out, let's buckle up and let's get into it. Okay, if someone was moving to Seattle, what neighborhood would you suggest they move in?
Personally, for me, I feel like any neighborhood is okay. Washington State is quite different than most parts of the United States. I grew up in California, Midwest, and places like that. Washington in general is a very safe place, so whether you live in Redmond or Sequilla, South Seattle, it doesn't really matter. Washington is a great place. It just depends on what type of neighborhood or what type of demographic you want to be around.
Okay, and so what makes you like living in Seattle?
Personally, for me, opportunities, more jobs, good school systems, very diverse. So it's a huge melting pot for different types of races and demographics.
You can live anywhere between Seattle and Tacoma. Where would it be?
Wait, in between? Like Bonnie Lake, like by Lake Taps. I like that lake for instance.
Okay, why is that?
Well, during the summer, it's a nice little spot. But that kind of whole area, Puyallup, Sumner, it's got that kind of quaint vibe, right?
Okay.
And it's close enough to the city that you can take the sounder.
So what do you like about living in Seattle?
I feel like it has just like so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like diversity, so many different experiences you can do just in a day. As you can see, I'm riding around with my son. I just picked him up from school. On a nice day like this, you just come out, ride around, grab a hot dog, There's so much. There's never a lack of things to do.
Okay, and so do you live in the heart of Seattle?
I live in the Central District, yes.
Okay, and so what do you like about that?
The Central District is just that. It's the center. Like, I only commute by bike, and it doesn't take me more than, 30 minutes to get anywhere. And it's very centralized, so I can choose from everything. And then, as well as the Central District has such a strong art scene, seeing folks perform, going to art noir, gallery shows. Like, I really love the Central District spot. My family's been there since 65.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do you think that your neighborhood is changing?
Yeah.
And so why is that?
We just got 6+ story apartment buildings
Mm-hmm.
popped up over the last 3 years across the street from us. Right, so visually things are very much changing. We're losing a lot of the small businesses that have been there for 100+ years.
Okay.
Right, as well as the demographics are changing a lot. Who we see when we go out.
Okay, what surprised you most about living here in Seattle?
So before I come to live in the Seattle, I checked about Seattle. Here's like Emerald City and old green lake, and there's the most popular lake in the America, and more garden and green. That's why they call the state the evergreen, I guess, and most natural here, and you can find everything the easy here. That's why I come to live here.
Okay, and so what are one of the biggest pros and one of the biggest cons living?
Usually here's not like very big busy city and not really slow city, and you can keep the resting, and I think you can find everything the easy way to here.
So what are one of the disadvantages?
I have an idea about this here.
So if you can describe your neighborhoods in one word, what would it be?
They are such a very nice people, I can say, because always I have one neighbor. When we make the barbecue, we give it to them. He's a blueberry fresh. He give it us, and he's always trying to be nice people.
Well, I grew up here, so nothing really surprises me.
Okay.
I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly when it's come to. I've worked down here. I've owned this business for 13 years now. And so just kind of seeing all the different projects happening, and during COVID when all the crazy was happening, we really went through it. But now it's way better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone was moving here, what would you let them know? What would you say to them what should they know?
The Seattle freeze isn't real. Like, that's not a real thing. People who actually live here, it might be someone that was a transplant, maybe from California or New York or something, but people who live here, we talk to each other. It is kind of like a small town, really. I see all the same people on the train. I see everybody every day. I have my regulars that come here. Like, it's just like a small town city.
And most people, they always talk about the weather.
Yep.
The
They live
rain.
by it. Yeah. So you dress in layers. That's a real deal. I always start with about 3 or 4 layers in the morning, and then you peel them off through the day. So that's where all that came from. Like the grunge, I grew up in the grunge era. So we always had all our flannels, and we had our long underwear underneath all of our clothes. And that's kind of how it was. We just grew up that way. So we didn't know anything. You always have a hat in your bag. You're ready for anything. And if you do your hair, forget about it. It's not going to be good.
By the way, if you're watching this thinking, wait, I didn't realize Seattle had this much variety. That's exactly why I make these videos. I'm Sheila Duncan, a licensed real estate broker in Washington and Georgia. My team help people buy, sell, and relocate across the Seattle-Tacoma area every single day. So whether you are looking for a downtown condo, a family-friendly suburban home, or even something near JBLM, we're here to help you find that right fit. All of our contact information is in the description and pinned to the comments. Please feel free to reach out anytime. Do you like most about living here in Seattle?
What I like most about living here in Seattle is that different between all different people. You get to see all different kinds of people here in this area specifically. The economy is pretty good, I believe, in Seattle. That's why I decided to start my business, which is pretty good still for me. And my parents is proud, of course. The third thing is the coffee. We do have a pretty good coffee over here, which is I like about Seattle.
If you could describe your neighborhood in one word, what would be?
That's step one. I don't stay a lot at home, so I'm working all the time. But when I get to home and I see the neighborhood, I say good grass. They did take care of the grass in the neighborhood in a really good way. Yes. Moving to Seattle is a hard thing to do. You know, like it's not something easy to do. Actually, especially that cost of living over here is a little bit high. But overall, the experience would be something to look into. Actually, I would encourage somebody to move to Seattle, especially if he has like a business idea, which goes well with that demand in the market over here. That'd be something I really encourage people always looking for, like a new business ideas in general.
Give me one pro and one con of living in Seattle.
So one pro, like I mentioned earlier, good economy. That's not negotiable at all. Probably the weather. If you're not prepared for the weather of Seattle, you should really look into it and see if it's something maybe more be comfortable with or not, because most of the time it's raining. We get some really good days in the summertime. Overall, if you're living in Florida and you want to move to Seattle, especially just the same like I did, I had to really look into it and made up my mind. So the weather is something, that's very important.
One more question. What makes it feel like home here for you?
What makes it feel like home for me? Well, Florida was a home to me as well. So, I mean, I'm not talking about that, but here, what makes it like home that I get to success in my business, which is something I started here for the first time. I didn't experience it in any other places, but I was pretty good and successful here in my business, which is pretty good for me. I started like one location until now I have 7 locations. I have a lot of people who's been like helping me and supporting me through all. So like I'm saying, like that economy made it home for me.
I think Seattle is a great place to raise a family.
I do. I lived in Seattle all of my life. I raised my daughter. I homeschooled her all the way to college. So I think Seattle is just a beautiful, wonderful place. We have summertime, wintertime. If you want to go have the snow, you can have the snow in Eastern Washington. I lived in Eastern Washington. I lived about half a mile from Lake Chelan, which is one of the places that a lot of the Seattleites go to get away for vacation here. It's a great place to live.
What is one of the pros, if you could?
I think a pro of living here, different options of the terrain and weather that we have. Con is the rain. The rain when you might not want the rain, but then just like I said, you can go to Eastern Washington and you have the snow. And that's beautiful. So I've lived on both sides of the mountain.
And if you could describe one word of your neighborhood, what would you say?
Relaxing. I live in Green Lake.
Okay, I like Green Lake. So there you have it, straight from the locals, the good, the bad, the stuff that you won't find in a Zillow description. And if you're trying to figure out which Seattle Tacoma neighborhood fits your lifestyle, that's exactly where my real estate team and I help people with this every single day. I'm Sheila Duncan, a licensed real estate broker, and we'd love to be your go-to resource here in Washington, whether you're relocating, moving up, or looking for your next investment. All of our information is in the description and pinned to the chat, so reach out anytime. And if you're still in the research mode, totally fine. We're here to help with other videos like neighborhood tours, the cost of living, breakdowns in Seattle, and a full playlist that go deep to Tacoma, Seattle lifestyle. You can watch those right here.